Welcome to Automotive Video TV. We're lifelong Catholics. What we do is all for free. And for the love of Jesus Christ and for our Holy Mother, the Church. We'll defend our Holy Mother, the Church. Today's special Saturday afternoon broadcast is about the missile attack on Kyiv, Dnipro, and other places by Russia from Belarus. Then we'll continue with our coverage on everything Armenia. What Vladimir Putin is doing is very similar to what Adolf Hitler did to invade the Soviet Union and to attack it. Right before Adolf Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, which was to invade Soviet Union, to take Volga, Leningrad, Stalingrad, and Moscow. Everything was working like a charm until he's like, there's an oil field over there. Let's go get it. So let's back up for a little bit. The night before Operation Barbarossa was to be put in place and to start, Adolf Hitler and the German command requested the presence of the Soviet Union ambassadors who are in Berlin to come meet them at the headquarters. They said it would take forever for us to get over there because of traffic, and of course we have to preheat our cars. And he's like, no, look out your window. We have a car there waiting for you. Get in and hurry up. They go over there and they meet Adolf Hitler. And he hands them a piece of paper. And then his right-hand man began to read the piece of paper. It wasn't a true declaration of war. It was pretty much to protect our southern borders because you threatened to attack us, blah, blah, blah. And so we're going to invade to protect our borders. Sound familiar to what Putin said when his so-called special military operation began. Next thing that sounds way too familiar, but there is no proof of it yet, of this order. The same order given by Adolf Hitler to his troops. Finally, a jurisdiction order deprived Russian civilians of any right of appeal and effectively exonerated soldiers from the crimes committed against them, whether murder, rape, or looting. The order signed by Field Marshal Keitel on May 13th. And then, so that sounds awful lot what must have been put in order just moments before Russia crossed the border into Ukraine and began their missile and bombing raids when the war started up again. But there's no proof that of this jurisdiction order ever commanded by Putin. But Putin's thugs, their soldiers, are doing the exact same thing that the Germans did to the Russians in the Soviet Union that the Russians today are doing to Ukrainians. And I thought that would be something to share. And it all caught my eye when I was reading the book on Stalingrad. Now, to the modern Eastern Front battles. When about 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. when I was up talking to Brother Alexis, Russia had targeted Kyiv with massive amounts of missiles. And some followers, friends, colleagues of the complete volunteer unit with who work with us in getting supplies to these places. Her neighbor's house was hit by a missile, and there was like 5 ambulances next door to her neighbor's house. Hour, 2 hours ago, the city Dnipro of Ukraine was attacked by air by missiles. Let me read you what is going on there. Sons of families in aftermath of Russian missile strike trying to dig loved ones out of 10 stories of rubble. Many children among the dead. The video from the Dnipro shows people screaming from under the rubble of a high-rise building. Russians will pay for all the cities, for all the terrible things they have done to Ukraine. The Dnipro, the rescue is ongoing. From a friend and follower on Twitter, Mira of Kyiv, says, I want Russians to hear the screams from under the rubble in Dnipro in their heads their whole life. Innocent civilians screaming, I want to live, while being pinned down by concrete blocks. You did this, Russians. Listen and don't look away. Another fellow colleague of all of us volunteer units who do humanitarian relief and aid to the military by Ukrainian squad. Can we deliver this message around the world in all languages? Russia is a terrorist state. Another volunteer. De facto on Twitter, I'm heading home. The air raid alarms are not going anywhere because Russia is scum and targets civilians. Missile hit residential apartment block in Dnipro City. The building has partially collapsed. Nina's Tortorelli. A creepy video from Dnipro. Search and rescue operation continues. Those who need rescue are urged to signal out the window. If you want to help those like in Kyiv or Dnipro and other places that are in need of masses of humanitarian relief supplies, I have linked in the show page the link to our our Ukrainian nonprofit, crosses.org. Go there and donate as much as you can. Please be generous. If you are Ukrainian Catholic or Orthodox and want to serve in Ukraine militarily, we will also need those who can fund it. Come watch our video on St. Olga of Kiev. Come on. We start gushing there again. Your people need you. Or we talk about one of our prayer requests about this starting up a accompaniment called the Sons of St. Olga, and to defend our people and to fight off the Russian invaders, as only St. Olga knows how to do. Next, we get into the Artsakh news. More and more, finally, the International News Service and news in the United States is getting onto the bandwagon to tell about the blockade, about what is going on in Artsakh. This is from the Mirror Spectre. The residents of Artsakh are marginalized, muted group whose voice remains strictly suppressed. Artsakh needs legal representation, needs the outside world to recognize their own republic for the right to live, to exist, and to live in peace. But Azerbaijan don't want real peace. Azerbaijan wants the land, wants to steal the minerals of the ancient land of Armenia. They and Turkey are brothers. They are of the same evil shoot. They want the death and destruction of the remaining Armenian Christians and finish what they started in the first Armenian genocide. Azerbaijan and Turkey should not get any weapons from any European country, any country, period, or from the United States ever again. Turkey and Azerbaijan should be demilitarized, where they have no army, where they have no navy, where they have no air force, and cannot store any weapons on their land. Because they will not use that for good. They will use it to terrify, to harass Christian Greece, or to attack Armenia proper, or Artsakh Republic. Only thing they have in their hearts is evil and bloodthirsty lust. Sarah Lee Whitten takes Samantha Powers to behind the woodshed and kick her scrawny Irish butt. Sarah Lee Whitten says, "Who has blocked the election corridor? Not the weather. Who should restore free movement? Samantha Powers. Can we mention the culprit, or is that a heroic step too far?" Bravo, bravo, bravo. Armenia insists on international mission to the Lashin corridor. Armenia has again called on the international community to send a fact-finding mission to Nagorno-Karabakh in the Lashin corridor blocked by Azerbaijan for the past month. Okay, Armenia, sorry, sons of monkeys. You want a fact-based mission? Who's blocking it? Azerbaijan. Why? Because they are a piece of dirt. Why? Because they have a drilling company coming in, the Anglo-Asian Mining Company, promised to them by Azerbaijan to get the gold and silver out of the mines. Then they have oil deals with Russia and Turkey to get oil into Europe, all that hard-earned cash, blood money that they have stolen and killed Armenians for. That's your fact-based mission. Now Luxembourg came up to the plate and said, "We will take supplies into Artsakh." The littlest country in Europe has more gall, and balls, and strength and backbone than any large European nation or America. To say they will do what no one wants to do, take humanitarian aid into Artsakh. I am so proud of my cousin. Yeah. I am so proud of my cousin, my Grand Duke Henri, for stepping up to the plate and saying they will do it. God bless you, cuz. Canadian journalist Susan Cora beams a glaring spotlight on the human crisis, largely ignored by the international community that is unfolding in Artsakh. It's over at CatholicRegister.org. All these things are in the show page. You can read them. Please read them. Please share them. Yeah. Now a little bit of Armenian history from that was in Azerbaijan before Azerbaijan kicked them out. Baku pogroms against Armenians lasted 6 days. January 13th, 1990. Baku is still the capital of Azerbaijan, is now holding 120,000 Armenians of Artsakh in captivity, blocking their only road out of Armenia for more than a month. The Armenians killed in the capital of Azerbaijan in January 1990, and around 90 Armenians, and around 700 injured. This was in the very capital city of Azerbaijan. which is now conducting a terrorist act of ethnic cleansing against Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh. Then over in Jerusalem, in the Old City, Israeli extremists, the Zionists, painted the walls of St. Hakopan's Armenian church in Jerusalem with insulting graffiti. The Armenian Patriarch has already turned to the police. The suspects have been detained. And this is from Freedom House. Azerbaijan's month-long blockade of the Lashin corridor is creating a humanitarian crisis within Nagorno-Karabakh as vital supplies dwindle. We call again for Azerbaijan to immediately end the blockade. This is from CNN. Now, when this was all happening, I wrote to my Senator Jerry Moran on this, and he finally replied. Dear Mr. Bowman, around the world, people look to the United States to be a leader in promoting and protecting basic human rights. I appreciate knowing your concern for human rights. Protecting human dignity, promoting personal freedom, and strengthening global women's rights and democratic movements are key elements to our country's foreign policy. As a member of the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee for State and Foreign Operations that funds our aid programs overseas, it is important that our tax dollars are used to promote these goals. I will be sure to remember your thoughts on this subject when the Senate considers legislations on these matters. I am grateful for your opportunity candidates have given me to serve as the United States Senate. If you're interested in learning more about my efforts on your behalf, I encourage you to visit moran.senate.gov. Please let me know if I can be of service to you and your family in the future. Very truly yours, Jerry Moran. And how to help Armenians in Artsakh. I have again posted the tweet to the Armenian Food Bank Charity Fund with a little video they've done. If you know Armenian, I believe they're speaking in Armenian. They might be speaking in Russian, but either way, please donate if you can. Please help both things going on. Please help Ukrainians, Christians, and please help the Armenian Christians. It is time for both of these crises to share the spotlight, to share the coverage, so that both get equal treatment in the news, on the floor of the House and Senate, in the parliaments around the world, in Europe and Ireland, UK, France, Germany, Belgium, Poland, Slovenia, Slovakia, Croatia, Serbia, all these places. It's time to look in the mirror and say, are you Christian? Or do you support the killing of innocent Christians because you support Vladimir Putin, the KGB colonel thug? Or are you so hungry for oil money that you have turned your back on the ancient Christian nation of Armenia and Artsakh, that you have been bribed by Azerbaijan to look the other way and to put cotton in your ears when Armenians in your city, in your country, those in the diaspora in Europe, in America, are crying out about Artsakh. Take that cotton out of your ears. Tear up that oil check that Azerbaijan has given you. Become a human being with a heart and a soul. If you're a Christian, be a true Christian right now. This is Automail Terrorist Radio TV signing off. Deus Volt.